The large-scale invasion arc is one of the best arcs in World Trigger, and it does this by taking what the story does best and executing them exceptionally well. The first area that stands out in this arc is the character development and highlights connected to that development. World Trigger has a large cast of characters, and this arc gives many of them a chance to shine and be fleshed out. The first character to receive this is Osamu. Previously, Osamu had never really won a fight by himself. Additionally, Yuma said it would take 20 Osamus to fight a Marmod, and only 2 of them would survive. Currently, Osamu is fighting a Marmod and is in a position where he can't rely on others saving him and has to win on his own. Using his experience against his matches with Kazuma and Midorikawa, training against Marmod simulations, and advice from Karasuma, he's able to visualize his next actions and defeat the Marmod by himself. Next is Kitara. In the first arc, she made a mistake that needed to be cleaned up by others. In her battle against one of the new rabbits, she makes another mistake that almost costs her the battle. For a moment, she worries that she hasn't changed, but she quickly regains her resolve, and by using her triggers wisely, she is able to catch the rabbit off guard and defeat it. Chika also gets her moment. She has been established as a non-combatant who wants to become a sniper, but when the situation goes south and her friends are in danger, she freezes up. Osamu tells her to run, but she remembers her desire to fight on her own and picks up her friend's dropped rifle. Using a large amount of Treon, she blows a piece of the rabbit off, saving her friend and allowing Osamu to kill it. Kikuchi is the next developed character. A flashback reveals that his side effect, enhanced hearing, is something that he and most others thought was useless, as it was only C rank. But Kazuma thought differently. He asked him to join his team and they made great use of his side effect. In the present, the team uses the ability to successfully avoid Enedra's Black Trigger. The Black Trigger has more tricks up its sleeve, forcing them to retreat, but when Enedra is challenged by the other border agents, Kikuchi's side effect plays a pivotal role in once again avoiding attacks and finally defeating him. The next character is Miwa. Due to his past, he has an intense hatred for neighbors, and because Tamakoma is friendly with neighbors, even taking in Yuma, he hates them as well. Osamu is in a dire situation when Miwa shows up to rescue him. He still bears resentment towards the Tamakoma agent, even going as far as to kick him away, but still fights high rank. Towards the end of the battle, Miwa is able to rely on Replica, a neighbor warrior, and Jin's Fujin, a trigger belonging to a Tamakoma agent, to further stall high rank and save Osamu. The last character is Yuma. A flashback shows us that his dad told him that when fighting a stronger opponent, either wait for reinforcements or run away, otherwise he will die. In his battle against Visa, an opponent stronger than him, Yuma decides that he doesn't have the option of running away, and instead devises a strategy to defeat Visa. Yuma successfully outwits and bails out Visa, surviving the battle against his father's advice. The next area that makes this arc special is the strategies. The first display of strategy is with the warriors that the neighbors send out. After Crater sends out rabbits and Marmods. The rabbits' objective is to capture the enemies by turning them into Treon cubes and preventing them from bailing out. This forces Border to revise their strategy. If their agents scatter, the rabbits will capture them. To avoid that, the agents will have to fight in groups, but if they do, the Marmods will destroy the urban area. If the agents focus on the town, the rabbits will attack from behind. Border responds by sending its A ranks on the rabbits and the B ranks to the urban area. The B ranks will take out the enemy groups one by one. The second show of strategy is with After Crater's bombers. A trick that World Trigger uses to increase intensity and catharsis in a situation is to give the viewers enough information on the situation so that when the resolution comes, it's all the more impressive. One of the bombers runs into the Border HQ. We are told that there are 3 more bombers and that the HQ can only take 1 more. So Shinada tells them to focus their aim only on 1. When they take that one down, Tachikawa shows up and cuts the other one down, allowing the last bomber to hit the HQ. When Border wonders why they didn't continue attacking, After Crater reveals that this was to confuse them. To show even more strategy, they intentionally didn't destroy HQ because multiple deaths would allow for the creation of multiple black triggers, which has happened in the past and allowed invaded nations to counterattack and force a retreat. After Crater's true goal is the C ranks, who don't have a bailout function. The third show of strategy happens all throughout the invasion. Jin uses his side effect, seeing the future of those in front of him, to strategize before the invasion happened. He gives agents words of advice for the upcoming battles and sends them to places where they will be needed. Examples of this can be seen with Reiji, Karasuma, and Miwa. This plays a large role in Border being able to force After Crater to retreat without much success. This also adds tension, as his future vision branches out and all the Border agents can do is hopefully take the right steps to reach the best outcome. The fourth show of strategy is when After Crater sees Chika's trio. After witnessing her abnormally large amount of Treon, they focus almost entirely on capturing her. Other shows of strategy happen during battles. When the border agents don't understand Anedra's Black Trigger, they trap him in a virtual combat room, allowing them to analyze his attacks without a fear of running out of Treon or bailing out. When Osamu was pinned down by an approaching rabbit, he and Chika use Treon Link to get around Osamu's low Treon and Chika's lack of triggers and battle experience to blast rabbits down, specifically ones that are engaged in battle, another strategic move. Lastly, when Osamu is running away with Chika's cube, he is pinned in place by the enemy's trigger and strategically turns off his Treon body, escaping those attacks and becoming untouchable by Hiren's trigger, which can only touch Treon objects. This arc also has amazing set pieces and fights. Scenes like Tamakoma first arriving, the enemy Black Triggers joining the battle, Replica saving Osamu with his own rabbit, Miwa using Fujin, and everyone working together in the final seconds of the invasion are epic. The battles are also epic and show off creative and smart strategies. There are multiple instances where agents take advantage of their Treon bodies and cut off their limbs to free themselves from a bad situation. In the battle against Lamvanane, the three A-ranks show off their skill level by holding a Black Trigger at bay despite being from different teams. At the end, they use a decoy and combine the full guards of many agents in order to land a fatal blow on him. In the battle against Anedra, border agents make use of virtual combat, Kikuchi's hearing, a decoy, and invisibility to blindside him. Against Visa, Yuma makes use of anchors to hold down his opponent's blades, bound to move fast, chained to stop himself from running into a blade, and the fact that his normal body is also a Treon body in order to defeat him. Against Hirain, Miwa uses lead bullets that his opponent's trigger can't touch, and multiple mini shields to fend off Hirain's bullets that turn Treon into cubes. Against Hirain and Miwa, when the latter opens a portal to send Hirain's bullets at Miwa from behind, he fires aimed vipers into them, striking his opponents. There are many more examples of genius strategies like this in this arc and throughout all of World Trigger. In conclusion, the large-scale invasion arc displays great character development, highlights, set pieces, strategies, and amazing fights. The arc even has consequences for the heroes, with people at HQ dying from Anedra's attack, and Replica being lost after sacrificing himself. Overall, this arc is World Trigger's best so far.